CBS Television City.
Season 3.
Ooh, that's fire. Fire Country returns October 18th, part of CBS Premiere Week on CBS.
August, this is the end, beautiful friends. Waiting for the summer rain? Yeah, I'll sing about our weekend chances. Live from downtown Marquette, it's your 19 News.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Lily Simmons. Tonight on your WZMQ 19 News, the Michigan Department of Education is working to improve literacy among students. We'll tell you how. And the Gwynn Area High School District has introduced a bond proposal for the November election to fund needed renovations. Plus, an opportunity for UP businesses to apply for disaster relief funding. Your 19 News at 11 starts now.
Live from the UP, this is WZMQ 19 News at 11.
In your first warning weather forecast, it's pretty clear out there tonight, but the winds are picking up in some areas. Where are we seeing those?
Well, most of that activity is along that northwest coast. Here's a live look at Ludington Street down there in Escanaba. There are some breezes. The flags and the trees are blowing around there. Overall, though, that precipitation outlook nice and clear. Temperatures in that 60-degree range, lower 60s, I should say, as well as those 50s. Here's a look. We've got those westerly winds moving in, and we'll expect it to be very speedy along that Upper Peninsula there. Overall, though, we are sitting pretty dry as far as the rain goes. I've got your full forecast coming up after the break.
This back-to-school season, the Department of Education is focused on increasing literacy in Michigan classrooms. According to the state superintendent, while the pandemic brought an increase in funding and resources, students have struggled to recover. School districts all over the state are still grappling with attendance, chronic absenteeism, and reading engagement. With so many devices and activities breaking up students' attention, the Education Department says it's working hard to engage students in reading based on their interests and meet them where they're at.
For young people to realize that reading is not something you're told to do, but something that you want to do, really takes them from reading dutifully to reading as a lifelong passion.
On Monday, we'll have more from the superintendent about how the state is prioritizing student mental health this school year. Gwynn schools have introduced a new bond proposal that could have a major effect on the district and its students. WZMQ reporter Samuel McKnight gives us a closer look at the proposal and its potential impact.
Gwynn Area Community Schools has proposed a new $31 million millage that will be on the ballot this November to help renovate its aging facilities.
This was built back in the late 1950s and 1960s, and this school has not received a whole lot of renovations since then.
Last year, the district proposed the $45 million one school millage to try to combine their three schools into one building to lower costs and renovate the facilities.
It would have closed two elementary schools, brought them to this site. It would have renovated the middle school and high school and been able to be a new build for those two coming on.
However, last year's proposal was voted down, so this year the district has a new bond proposal which aims to renovate the buildings in stages. The first stage will be bringing the combined middle and high school up to date. A senior engineer with Integrated Designs Incorporated, the company overseeing the project on the school's behalf, says one of the main focuses will be security.
You can pretty much get buzzed in and walk anywhere into the school. They don't have a means to control security, and obviously in this day and age that's a huge concern for the community.
Another main focus area will be creating more space for the high school's building and trades programs.
They have a great trades program currently, and they've been given a lot of equipment from manufacturing, but they currently don't have the power or the space or adequate means to put that equipment into play.
The district superintendent says if this millage passes, it will help them prepare for the future.
Our students truly are our future. We can't go any further with the roof that we have. It's time.
Samuel McKnight, WZMQ 19 News, Gwynn.
We'll have a link to more information regarding the proposed bond on our website. And with many K-12 students already heading back to class, health officials are advising parents on back-to-school wellness. Our John Truitt has the details.
When school starts next week, most kids will have the essentials:
pencil, paper, notebooks, maybe even a laptop computer. But are they returning to class with their optimum health? Not only physically, but emotionally as well. Dr. Jennifer Shavina, Director of Mental Health Services for Marquette Alger Risa, says to start with the basics.
They need to be fed in order to concentrate and to perform at school. They need to be rested, and they need to have solid, supportive relationships both at home and at school.
Of concern to most parents is the amount of time their kids spend online. Dr. Shavina says the effect on children from social media should not be overlooked.
You know, we see a rise in mental health concerns, which we have found to be directly related to the isolation and the concerns related to the use of social media and devices.
One essential every student should have before school starts is the required vaccinations. Dr. Natalie Weeks from Aspirus Health says it's good for everyone.
Vaccines not only protect your child, but they also protect the community at large, especially those that may be immunocompromised or have a more difficult time fighting off infections.
For information on what vaccines are required, please contact your local health department. In Marquette, John Truitt, WZMQ 19 News.
Former President Donald Trump campaigned downstate yesterday, and both his and the Kamala Harris campaign continued today. With only 67 days until the election, both candidates are hoping to gain support among women on some hot-button issues. Natalie Brand reports from Washington.
Former President Donald Trump is in western Pennsylvania working to boost his base in the battleground state.
Somebody said women don't like Donald Trump.
Part of his mission is to shore up support from women on issues including IVF and abortion.
With victory this fall, we will enact this pro-family agenda, and we will bring back the American dream, bigger, better, and stronger than ever before.
He's also facing backlash from some conservative groups about his comments Thursday suggesting Florida's 6-week abortion ban is too restrictive.
They attack him on that he did away with abortion. No, he did not do away with abortion. He sent it back to the states where it should be.
Friday evening, Trump speaks to the conservative group Moms for Liberty, where parental rights are a top concern.
The fact that parents have the fundamental right for complete upbringing of their children, and that big tech, big government overreach is trying to take that away from parents every day.
Vice President Kamala Harris is looking to lock in her sizable lead among female voters, and next week her campaign launches a reproductive freedom bus tour, making more than 50 stops till Election Day. In her first major interview as a presidential candidate, Harris was asked about some of her policy shifts, including on fracking.
No, and I made that clear on the debate stage in 2020, that I would not ban fracking. As vice president, I did not ban fracking. As president, I will not ban fracking.
Harris campaigns in Pittsburgh on Labor Day with President Biden, where energy issues are top of mind.
As Election Day gets closer, both campaigns have shown signs of inching toward middle ground in hopes of picking up voters along the campaign trail. Still ahead on your WZMQ 19 News, how businesses and nonprofits can apply for disaster relief funding following the UP's last mild winter. And later, WZMQ 19's Mike Ludlam is in the studio with sports. We'll be right back.
WZMQ 19 CBS for the Upper Peninsula.
What's happening in Washington affects you directly here in the Upper Peninsula. I'm Rachel Knapp.
And I'm Brendan Scanlon. We track the issues and positions of the elected lawmakers you send to Washington.
We're on Capitol Hill every day reporting on what you care about most.
Education, your money, student loans, health care, safety, and privacy.
Coverage you can count on live from our bureau in America's capital.
Only here on WZMQ 19 News.
John's Auto is quickly becoming everybody's favorite place to get their car fixed. John's Auto is quickly becoming everybody's favorite place to fix their car. Was that right? For a better service experience, come to John's Auto Market. Why do I keep forgetting that word? Experience. Okay, go. 3, 2. For a better service experience, come to John's Auto Market.
And don't forget, we're our
19 News is brought to you by Kirkish Furniture.
It's only paint. It's only paint that comes in an award-winning twist and pour container. It's only paint that can cover the brightest shade of orange known to mankind in just one coat. It's only paint that will inspire you to write your masterpiece. It's only paint that will help you become TV's hottest writer, where one day you'll meet this guy who starred in that thing. So yeah, it's only paint. Only easy opening, smooth pouring, change your life both professionally and romantically. Paint.
Instant games from the Michigan Lottery. With dozens of games to choose from and millions of dollars in prizes, it's instant fun for everyone. Introducing $300 million Extraordinaire with top prizes of $6 million.
The devil is always in the details. Forensic Factor.
Now, award-winning WZMQ 19 First Warning Weather with Air Stasic.
Well, it is a holiday weekend that has already kicked off for some of us. We've got gusty winds also kicking off this evening, especially along that northwest coast, the Keweenaw Peninsula, basically the nose up to the tippy top there in Eagle Harbor, Copper Harbor. Very gusty conditions expected, and that is also going to affect the Great Lakes. So if you were planning to play on Lake Superior or Lake Michigan, please do not. It is looking quite hazardous out there because those strong winds are going to also mean very large waves. We're talking up to 15 feet. I know that sounds fun, but let's have a safe weekend, my friends. We also have chances of rain and thunderstorms moving in Saturday evening into Sunday morning, possibly into the afternoon. I'm going to time it out with Futurecast in a moment here as we are taking a look at those current conditions. Winds fairly light for the rest of us, although Houghton, it's a little breezy up there, but our temperatures are in that 60-degree range. We could see them dropping down into the 50s for some of us, especially Ironwood and Iron River, but everyone else mostly in the 60s. And again, we mentioned breezy conditions expected this evening, but it's going to get even gustier into Saturday and Sunday. Now, we also have our friend humidity returning to us here in Marquette. We'll expect it to get a little bit muggy starting around 11 a.m. and that's going to keep going till around 5 p.m. or a little after 5, I should say, because that's going to be around our hottest point in the day when we're looking at a high of around 84 degrees for Marquette. Everybody else in that, well, St. Ignace around 75, but most of us in those low 80s, excuse me. And then we'll have cooler conditions coming on our Sunday. Just a reminder, if you are headed to the beach on a hot day, which is tomorrow, keep your eyes on those flags that are posted and what they mean. So basically, if you see the double red, it is definitely not a time to be on the beach. So I would expect to see these flags on our Saturday, possibly even Sunday and Monday. But basically, it means get out of the water, maybe just view it from shore, and definitely do not play on the piers or the waterways or even the break wall here in Marquette. Saturday, most of West Superior is going to be very, very dangerous. That doesn't mean East Superior is going to be any less dangerous, maybe a little bit, but it's still going to be a caution for going out on the water. And then on our Sunday, we're looking at Lake Superior and Lake Michigan having very dangerous conditions. Here's a look at those gale warnings. I mentioned up to 15 feet for that wave height. And then here's a look at those gusty conditions. Eagle Harbor, my friends, batten down the hatches for Saturday, up to 45 miles an hour, similar down there in Houghton, and then we'll see those speeds slow down a little bit on Sunday. We'll take a look at what's happening for Labor Day and your first day of school coming up in 15 minutes.
As many businesses continue to recover from our last mild winter, some are still in need of financial assistance. WZMQ's Iron Mountain Bureau reporter Amy Doyle has details on an opportunity currently available and how businesses can apply.
The U.S. Small Business Administration is urging businesses in the Upper Peninsula to apply for working capital loans. The deadline is fast approaching, with applications due by September 26th for most counties.
The Emergency Management Coordinator for Marquette County stresses the importance of the program, especially given the current economic conditions.
This is a great opportunity for these small businesses and local nonprofits to take advantage of this access to capital at a much lower interest rate than what they would be able to get elsewhere.
The SBA's Economic Injury Disaster Loan Program offers up to $2 million in low-interest loans to help businesses cover expenses like payroll debts and other bills. Interest rates are 4% for small businesses and 2.375% for nonprofits, with terms of up to 30 years.
We have agriculture-based businesses that would be impacted. There might be individuals in the forestry industry that have been impacted, certainly the tourism industry.
Counties including Alger, Delta, Gogebic, Iron, Luce, Mackinac, Marquette, Menominee, Ontonagon, and Schoolcraft need to apply by September 26th. Dickinson County, however, has a separate deadline of November 27th due to severe impacts.
This particular disaster that was declared, both Florence, Wisconsin, and Dickinson County, Michigan, were found to be the hardest impacted.
The loans are not available to agricultural producers, farmers, or ranchers, except for aquaculture enterprises.
If they have those fixed costs, then that's a fixed number that they can approach the SBA with.
Businesses and nonprofits must apply to the SBA by the deadline to secure the funding.
As deadlines near, Upper Peninsula businesses are urged to seek relief during these challenging times. Amy Doyle, WZMQ 19 News, Iron Mountain.
For a link to the Economic Injury Disaster Loan application, visit our website or mobile app. Well, it's officially Labor Day weekend, and that means lots of holiday travel, both in the UP and across the U.S. But this year, airlines could see a record number of people on the move. Roxanne Saberi has the story.
Millions are planning to squeeze out the last bits of summer by taking to the skies.
I was surprised when I showed up here at the terminal and there's so many people in line of security.
The TSA, which has had a record summer, expects the trend to continue. The agency is preparing to screen around 2.86 million people today alone. Airlines also expect to fly a record number of passengers. For United, that's 3% more than last year. For American, nearly 14%.
How crowded was your plane?
It was packed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
John and Adriana Ziza flew from Chicago to Newark Thursday. They're celebrating their 10th anniversary by attending the U.S. Open in New York.
And this is our first chance to come back. We've got 3 kids at home, and my parents are staying there, thankfully taking care of them so we can have our first break in like 7 years.
AAA says Seattle is the top domestic destination this holiday, driven in part by sold-out Alaskan cruises departing from there. But for those flying into and out of Seattle-Tacoma Airport, travel could be tricky.
Here on the international side is where we're seeing the biggest impact right now.
Airport authorities say some international carriers and smaller airlines are manually checking in passengers, while employees are handwriting gate information, nearly a week after a suspected cyber attack disrupted computer systems, though security checkpoints are operating normally.
Atlanta, Chicago O'Hare, and Dallas-Fort Worth are on track to being the top 3 busiest U.S. airports over the holiday weekend. And in Marquette, a garden honoring the memory of babies lost in stillbirth or miscarriage was dedicated today. Moxie Moms 906 and the Lake Superior Community Partnership held a ribbon-cutting ceremony at their new memorial garden. The garden is designed to give support and comfort to families who have faced the loss of a pregnancy. Incorporated into the garden are local rocks that were personalized by families who lost a child in pregnancy. Moxie Moms 906 hopes this space can provide some peace to those families.
This is a garden open to everybody. Our group is promoting support for families that have gone through perinatal loss. Part of our mission with the group is to create a beautiful, serene, comforting environment, a tangible place where families can come to memorialize the babies that they've lost.
For more information on how to personalize a memorial rock for the garden, visit WZMQ19.com. Coming up right after the break on your WZMQ 19 News, our very own Mike Ludlum is in the studio with some sports scores and highlights. We'll be right back.
25 years of fun, and you're invited. It's the silver anniversary of the Downtown Marquette Farmers Market. Come celebrate with us every Saturday morning at the Marquette Commons. From 9 to 1, you'll find a wide variety of local foods, produce, art, and so much more. Plus, the Wednesday night farmers market on the 100 block of West Washington Street is back from 5 to 8. For more information, visit mqtfarmersmarket.com. The Farmers Market is presented by the Marquette TDA and sponsored by Flagstar Bank and WZMQ 19.
Funerals can be emotionally devastating for a family to go through. Besides the sorrow, loved ones are left with the high cost of arranging a funeral. Funeral Advantage was formed to help protect your family when they need it most. It pays your loved ones up to $20,000 immediately for funeral and any other expenses.
It's a good feeling to know that my family will be taken care of if anything happens to me.
Funerals can easily cost $9,000 or more, but government benefits pay only $255, leaving your loved ones to pay the rest.
It's so easy, just answer a few simple health questions. This is so affordable, even for someone like me who's on a fixed income.
If you're 40 to 85, get information on how to protect your family. Funeral Advantage is something we all need. There's no risk or obligation. Call now.
Get the facts about how easy it is to protect your family. Call 800-845-5191. Don't wait. Call now.
This is Stephen Tyrone Colbert.
The Emmy-nominated Late Show with Stephen Colbert. Weeknights on CBS.
Are you looking for a trustworthy publishing company to publish your book?
Covenant Books is an author-friendly publisher who shares your passion and beliefs. Call us today and we'll send you a free author packet to help get you started.
Call the number right now for your free writer's guide.
Amy Doyle reports at 6 and 11 on WZMQ 19 News. You're watching WZMQ 19 News, live and local, with Kevin Hodge.
Good evening, everyone. Opening night for the state champion runner-up last year, I should say, the Menominee Maroons from Division 7. They were taking on Marinette in the 118th M&M game. Sorry we don't have highlights, but we can tell you Menominee won the game 49-6. Tanner Terkoff had 4 touchdowns and 118 yards rushing for the Maroons. Now let's go to the scoreboard. We'll catch you up on the other 11-player football games. Sault Ste. Marie and St. Clair Shores Lakeshore had a weather delay. All we know, it was 13-6 at the half of that one. And Petoskey held off Greenville by the score of 8-6. To 8-player football, it was Patriot Night in Newberry as Newberry entertained Forest Park. Picked this one up in the first quarter. Running back Dax Hoopke will take the handoff and pow! He runs into Matt Rahali, last year's Mr. UP football in 8-player. And fortunately for Forest Park, the drive keeps going. Vic Giuliani, Trent Kanich, and down the sideline he goes inside the 5. Hoopke scored 2 plays later, 8-0 Trojans. Indians' next drive, quarterback Garrett Lewicki will have time to throw. Matt Rahali will make the catch despite the defensive pass interference. First down near the Newberry 25-yard line. We move to the last minute of the first quarter. Indians drive to the Forest Park 13, 4th and 12. Lewicki to the near sideline. A pile up. But the measurement said he did not get the first down. So Forest Ball then took the ball and kept it for nearly 12 minutes. Vic Giuliani scored from a yard out. 14-0 Forest Park. And the Trojans pulled away in the second half to post a 37-6 victory. To the 8-player scoreboard, Norway easily over Stevenson, 48-0. A little bit of fun out in the Western UP. Go Gibbet gets past North Dickinson, 44-26. And Ontonagon had way too much fun with Kearney NATO, 86-0. High school volleyball, Forest Park turned back Kearney NATO 3-0. It was Cedarville Detour over Maplewood Baptist 2-0. And Mackinac City defeated Cedarville Detour 2-1. That was part of a triangular. And Gladstone over Menominee 3-0. 17 high schools contributed cross-country runners for the Dale Phillips Invitational at Marquette's Presque Isle Park. Under threatening skies, the girls' start was clean. Stevenson's Faith Cappert and Houghton's Tessa Raudiola battled for the early lead. 2 teams came from the Lower Peninsula, East Kentwood and Benzie Central. Both wear red and black, so you had to really keep your eyes open to tell them apart from Marquette. At least the Sentinels wear red shorts. In the last mile, Ava Lawrence of East Kentwood had a comfortable lead, and the junior didn't slow down much, if at all. She crossed the finish line just over 20 minutes, plus 0.6 of a second. She ended up winning by 30 seconds. Taking a look at the results, UP runners, Tessa Raudiola of Houghton finished in 4th place, and Marquette's Monet Argyropoulos was 5th. In the team race, Benzie Central wins with 58. Marquette was second, Houghton a close third, then East Kentwood and Hancock. On the boys' side, Seppi Camilli of Marquette, his second straight race under 16 minutes, even if it was just by 1/10 of a second. Chassel's Calvin Kidda was in third place, and Marquette's Alvin Belko was in fifth. Team scores, Marquette takes home the team title here. East Kentwood was next, then it was Houghton, Benzie Central, and Stevenson came in fifth. Turning to college football, Lower Peninsula, Michigan State in the first time for the Jonathan Smith era, taking on Florida Atlantic. First points of the new season come by the defense. That's Dequan Dowse sacking Cam Fancher in the end zone. The Spartans have a 2-0 lead. Once again, the defense does the job. Fancher looks over the middle, and Angelo Gross with the interception gets a few yards on the return. On the next, Owls possession, Fancher looking downfield. He's going to have a little bit of time to throw, but Nakai Martinez brings it down, and he's going to get a return that ends up quite deep in Florida Atlantic territory. 2 forced turnovers and a safety in the first half of the Spartans defense, but the MSU offense also had a couple turnovers. That would set up Adrian Childs keeping it himself from 11 yards, and MSU takes a 9-0 lead. On the next drive, it's K'Ron Lynch Adams breaking free, 63 yards to Pater. The Spartans led 16-3 at the half. Oh boy. They hang on to win 16-10. Whisper, whisper, you should have bet the under. By the way, Fresno State visits Michigan tomorrow night. Turning to baseball. The Brewers and the Cincinnati Reds, first game of a doubleheader. And, ooh, boy, that's Willie Adames in the second inning. 392 feet later, his 25th of the year, and that ties the game at 1. Bottom of the second, Ellie De La Cruz will single to right field, and Will Benson will cross the plate. The Reds are on the board and ahead 3-1. Top of the fourth, William Contreras going deep to center. That's good for 407 feet. A solo homer, his 19th. Brewers down 3-2. Top of the fourth, still Sal Frelick with a base hit to center field. Adames will score, and so does Garrett Mitchell. The Brewers have a 4-3 lead. We move to the bottom of the fifth. Jonathan India up for Cincinnati, and by golly, another long ball. That one stays just inside the fair pole, 403 feet. 13th, we're tied at 4. To the 10th, Frelick grounds into a double play. Don't know why Cincinnati didn't throw it home. Former Tiger Eric Haas scores, and the Brewers are up 5-4. Devin Williams gets the save, and it's 5-4 in the first game, and the Brewers had all kinds of fun in the second, winning 14-0. Well, how about the Tigers? Casey Mize came back from injury tonight. First start since June 30th. Top of the fourth, and Connor Wong fair down the left field line. And Tyler O'Neill will score, and the Red Sox have a 3-0 lead. Move to the sixth. Connor Wong again. This time this one goes over the wall, and a solo shot, so Boston leads by 4. Tigers bounce back in the bottom of the 8th inning. Kerry Carpenter will hit a 3-run homer the opposite way, but it would not be enough. Boston wins this one in extra innings by the score of 7-5, and we will be right back.
Have you heard? Affordable healthcare is better than ever. And right now there are more carriers and plans to choose from. The government's Affordable Care Act is available for individual and family health coverage plans with little to no cost to you. 70% of callers qualify for a zero-cost healthcare coverage. See if you are one of them. This is not Medicaid or Medicare. This is the marketplace with the largest selection of healthcare plans from the Affordable Care Act. Call 800-626-9042.
Pictionary.
I can't wait for this. Where's my popcorn?
Play along from home.
Iguana?
Iguana is correct. With a chance to win.
You just did a cartwheel and you're like 7'6".
Every weekday.
Pictionary, weekdays at 9 on WZMQ CBS.
Get an 11% rebate on everything for your next project at Menards. Super fast vinyl plank flooring adds fashion and luxury to any room. It's waterproof and easy to install with an attached pad for added comfort. Capital vinyl plank is just $279 a square foot after rebate. Create your dream bathroom with Sterling tubs and showers. They'll fit your style and budget and are easy to clean. Get this ensemble shower for only $669.99 after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
In the heart of Michigan communities. From the studios where stories come alive to the airwaves that connect us all. From Detroit to Marquette, more than 300 TV and radio stations inspire, inform, and unite through dedication and service. It's your community, your voice, and 75 years of the Michigan Association of Broadcasters.
Home for CBS is WZMQ 19.
Our weekend conditions are looking relatively nice and dry, except for a chance of showers Saturday night into Sunday morning. And then we've got those very breezy conditions. So if you're planning on having a picnic, tie everything down. Here's a look at those showers moving across the UP, starting, of course, on that northwest coast. We'll see them here in Marquette around 10 o'clock in the evening. And then everything kind of clearing out after around 1 a.m. And that should be that as far as those showers are going. And then Labor Day Monday, we've got another sunny day ahead of us. We'll see around 70 degrees. It's going to be a little bit on that cool side of the end of summer. Yes, it's technically still summer. And then looking ahead to Tuesday, first day of school here in Marquette, 70 to 80 degrees across the Upper Peninsula. Expect some humidity in the afternoon and possible breezes down in Escanaba as well as Iron Mountain. So south half of the UP will hit around 84 tomorrow.
Thanks, Air. Finally tonight, a Tennessee man caught a blink-and-you'll-miss-it sight on a moonlit drive. A motorist in Dandridge, Tennessee, captured this dash cam footage of a meteor flashing through the sky in the early hours of this morning. Multiple sightings of the fireball were reported across northeast Tennessee and southwest Virginia. Driver Glenn Sparks says the meteor lit up the sky for more than 10 seconds with multiple explosions and called it the most amazing meteor of his life. I don't think I've ever seen one before.
Are we sure that's not E.T.'s family coming back?
We don't know.
That's true. We weren't there. Oh my gosh, it has been awesome having you here at the desk, Lily.
Thank you for so fun.
Right?
Yeah.
We should do this again.
I'd love to come back.
You'll be invited.
Great. Love to hear it. Well, thank you for joining us. Have a great holiday weekend.
Shop Kirkish Furniture Amish Furniture Sale now through September 7th. Find heirloom quality craftsmanship from trusted brands and save 40% on all in-stock and special order Amish furniture, plus free local delivery. The Amish Furniture Sale going on now in Houghton.
25 years of fun and you're invited. It's the silver anniversary of the downtown